Poor Ayase has already been NTR'd. We're only 8 episodes into the story, and this girl has already been NTR'd. But no, Aira has learned everything she knows about romance from Prawn. This girl's gonna fit right in. This girl's gonna fit right into this group of dorks. She is absolutely too much fun. I was kind of curious how her chemistry would kind of work with everybody else, but it's really working. I like this idea that we're kind of continuing that idea that she just believes this weird idea that Ayase is controlling demons and that she has to free Okarun because she's fallen in love with Okarun. And so she just believes you need to take this down. Do you think I really believe that she's your grandma? She's too beautiful. I like how Seiko immediately turns on them. Like the moment this girl butters her up by saying how beautiful she is and everything, she's like, oh yeah, I totally like this girl. Yeah, she's definitely a demon. Yep, Momo's a demon. She's definitely a demon. Go ahead and take her down. I'll help you out. She just turncoats like that. But no, I'm curious if Aira is going to continue this joke because again, I do like it. I like this idea of her thinking that everything is like against her and that she has to take down this crazy cult of demon controllers. But now she's technically become one just like Okarun did. So I'm curious now that she is acrobatic silky. I wonder if it's going to be one of those things where she forgets that she does it afterwards. Because he's talking like she's in a right mind. Like she's like, I knew that I was a chosen one. And so she's going to be able to help. Now, granted, she could just believe that she's been possessed by an angel. And because he's saying, again, that she's a chosen one. So she could just think that she's possessed by an angel and that she's fighting as an angel because she can't see herself. And then she'll still think that Ayase is some crazy person that's controlling Okarun and everybody. That's probably the direction it's going to go. Which, again, it could get old eventually, but so far it's working. I like that chemistry. And again, one of the main things that I've been saying over and over again about dandadan as a series is, besides the fact that it looks great and everything, I love the chemistry. I love the interaction between the characters, and this episode's another example of that. Despite the fact that we didn't have some crazy like lore dump or anything like that, it's still a lot of fun. I just think it's just super dorky. But no, getting to the episode proper, opening it up with them, yes, kind of sitting down, and yes, Ayase and Aira having a little argument between the two of them, just constantly back and forth, having the whole like noodle translation thing going on, and again, buttering up Seiko so that she wants to follow her. But no, I like this, again, afterwards, having this moment where you have this romantic feelings that Aira apparently has for Okarun now. And it shows in the idea of, like, I'm going to free you. You're being controlled, aren't you? I'll free you. And, like, the entire episode is this whole idea of, like, I'm human and you're a demon. She's, like, acting like it's some sort of romance novel. We're star-crossed lovers. We're not allowed to be together, but I'll free you. I'll help you out. It can't be. This love can't be. But no, then jumping to, yeah, showing that Okarun is trying to get stronger, which, again, seems to be a constant thing throughout this entire series. And I'm very curious as to when it's going to pivot. Because, again, in this episode, what do we have once again? Every episode is literally Ayase saving Okarun's butt. And I like that. I like how badass Ayase is. I really do like it. But at the same time, I'm kind of getting tired about how useless Okarun is. Like, he does something every now and then. Like, he had putted acrobatic silky. That's cool and everything. But he's usually typically useless. And I do like that it is something that is in his mind. I keep being useless. I keep getting in Ayase's way. I'm always a burden upon her, so I gotta get stronger. So he's going through the One Punch Man routine, doing the 100 reps of everything. But I do like the fact that he's at least acknowledging it, that he does need to get stronger. I need to find my other guy, so I need to get a little bit stronger here. Which, yes, I forgot to mention, yes, we had the routine with the apparently reapplying the huevo to him, which that was a very interesting little ritual there. Having Turbo Granny have to like pitch it to him. I'm still trying to figure out why Seiko had to do the whole bat thing. I'm guessing she just did that because she wanted to. I thought what was going to happen was that, okay, because this ball is inside of a orb of energy and it was enclosed in that. And so I figured like it had to go by and she had to hit it with the bat in order to remove the shell. And then it goes into Okarun. Maybe she did and they're just kind of playing it off as a joke. But I thought that she had to hit it in order to save it, but she missed it. And it still went into Okarun. So it kind of makes me wonder if she was just doing that just to have fun, which would totally be on par with what she would typically do. Like, you don't have to do that, but she's doing it anyway because it's fun. Just so that the two of them have a competition. Her and Turbo Granny have a competition. But I love this because it's like the most weird shonen conclusion to an arc. This is the conclusion of the right one arc. I don't know which one it is. We'll just call it the right one. This is the conclusion of the right one. And I could never see myself ever seeing a shonen series where the conclusion to the arc is that epic. The idea that he gets it back and they're all cheering the fact that he's got one of his family jewels back. It's so dorky. Like the victory pose and everything. But no, then Aira shows up and confronts Okarun, and again, wants to kiss him because she believes, based on the books and the videos that she watched in her father's study, that she has to kiss him and he has to accept it in order for them to be romantic. That she has these feelings for him and she wants him to let her confess it. So she's just trying to kiss him, and he's like, "You can't do that. You're popular. What if somebody sees you?" All this kind of crap. And she's like, "No, let me do this. Let me do this. I know you're a demon, but I love you, and so I have to do this." It was dorky. And poor Ayase, walking in on that and thinking that he's lying to her, that he was going to do this whole essay and he's just sneaking off with some hussy and getting with her. This is one of those moments where it's like it continuously kicks into Ayase, like, girl, eventually you got to be honest with your feelings here. Can we eventually get honest with your feelings that you're actually jealous and there's a reason why you're jealous? They're just going to continue to dance around it. But no, that's when we have the Serpos show up again. I kind of figured that was going to be the case. Well, Okarun said that he sensed something that felt familiar, and he tied it to the sumo, which, yes, that was an alien too. So it's getting into the idea of apparently him feeling the sensation of this void that they're creating is similar to that. That apparently the sumo guy created a void that they had to get trapped inside of. And Serpo guys right here are doing the same. The scene with Ayase was pretty crazy with the Nessy. It looked a little CGI, but I just love the atmosphere that scene created. Most all of anime, unfortunately, does not do tension very well. I can say that for my experience based on the thousands of shows that I've watched. Anime does a terrible job of suspense. Like, they did really well in setting that mood, that feeling of dread. Something's around the corner, the silence, that feeling of inevitability, basically, like something's coming and it's right around the corner. They did a fantastic job of that, seeing the water ripples kind of leaving out. Again, a little bit of a feel of CGI there, but it still kind of got across that feeling of something kind of traveling along and coming in towards her. And then, yes, completely just decimating the entire floor with a laser beam. But no, what I loved about this scene that was actually very comical is the idea that when she first gets there, she's like, okay, she's looking around, she's like, where's Okarun? And I think that's an assumption that she's going to have, and I think Okarun had the same thing. We're in somewhere we're not supposed to be. The assumption is that the other person's probably going to be there too, because they're both seeing something that is very unnatural, and plus they have a bond between them. The only person that Okarun's going to think about in this situation out of his entire school is obviously going to be Ayase. She's the only one that he's connected to. But it's funny the other way around, where Ayase's thinking of Okarun. She immediately thinks of Okarun, and she gets mad. It's because right now she's mad because she thinks that he's cheating on her and running off with some hussy and lying to her. And so she's like, where's Okarun? That makes me mad that I'm thinking of him. And then after this laser beam destroys an entire floor, she's not thinking, holy crap, I nearly died. She's not thinking, holy crap, I got to get out of here. She's thinking, where's Okarun? It's so funny that she got mad and then she's like, where's Okarun? And she's completely subconsciously, it just slips out. I love it. But no, from Okarun's side, of course, he runs into Aira and they start talking about aliens, and she's like, oh wait, aliens exist. Again, he starts to connect the idea that Sumo guy had a similar kind of aura here. And then yes, this boxer guy shows up. He saves Aira again. She's doki-doking for him again. He tells her to get lost. And then the Serpos show up. The banana-seeking Serpos have returned. The crew of banana seekers have returned. So again, this kind of implies that at least the boxer is a Serpo, or at least a creation of the Serpos. I'm curious if the Nessy is as well. But of course, again, back during the Sumo one, they were implying that there was a similarity between the aliens and the yokai. That there was some sort of implying that there's a similar aura or something like that, which I've always been kind of curious about. Are they implying the idea that aliens have always been yokai? They've always been spirits from space? Or are they implying the idea that yokai have always been aliens? I would probably assume it's going to be the other way around. I think it's probably going to be the idea that aliens have always been yokai, and so that's why they're kind of similar. But I'll be interested to see how that kind of plays out. But again, the question mark is the Nessy something that the Serpos created, or do the Serpos control yokai? That could be it as well. But yeah, they lock down Okarun and then go to take away his banana. I like the fact that they're like picking him up, and his first thing he thinks about is the fact that I just got back one of my boys. Like, of all the things to think about, at the moment that you're gonna get your thing cut off is, I just got one of them back. I'm not fully I'm not fully back together again. This dude just, why is everybody after my things? He's like, well, that's because you have this power. We want that power. That's not even my power. You're not gonna get that from taking my Johnson and my boys. It's dorky. Again, the idea of creating a shonen plot line that actually works and makes sense, but it's completely bonkers and it's absurd. But yeah, that's when Aira transforms into acrobatic Silky. And again, it does seem like she is conscious of what she's doing, because again, she's saying something that she would typically say. Aira in that moment would probably say something to the effect of, I knew it, I was a chosen one. That's what she said when she first got Okarun's ball, is that she was this chosen one that had to do something, take down Ayase, this demon, and so now she has this power. And again, I think that's probably going to feed into her and the idea that it's a divine power and not necessarily a cursed power that she's getting. So, which makes sense because she was technically unconscious when everything with acrobatic Silky happened. Now, she did gain those memories and she could make that connection that that's what she got it from, but I don't think she is. I think this girl is just, she's too dense. Like, this girl, there's not much up in there, and it's fine. It's cute. It's fun. I'll go with it. Anyhow, that's my thoughts on episode 8 of dandadan. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, y'all take care.